Salvador Ferenczi is a most remarkable, wonderful, prominent disciple of Freud's. And he believed that trauma, which is separating you from yourself and your own feelings and putting you in a bad way, trauma is caused by severed social bonds, whether the social bond between parents and children or the wider social bonds in the society. It's very, very important to know that, because we have been abandoned in the United States by our social institutions and by our government. And I think that's one of the reasons we're psychologically in such terrible shape. Now, what do I mean we've been abandoned? Well, we elected a government during the pandemic, the government of Donald Trump, who abandoned us. He knew in 2019 about the COVID epidemic, but he thought it would be politically bad for him, so he kept it from us. And we have the most dead people in the world in any country. Over a million now, Americans have died of COVID. It wasn't contained. He then sold our pandemic equipment because a good capitalist doesn't keep inventory around. He wants to turn it over and make money. And so we were ill-prepared for the pandemic that happened. We didn't have the protective equipment that we needed. And he abandoned us to sickness and death. He abandoned us further by calling COVID a Chinese virus and helping to separate us from each other by intimating that the Chinese people of America brought us the COVID virus and causing many deranged Americans to hurt Asian people and separate us into races. Simple divides where some people are blamed is terrible for our intellectual development, doesn't help us understand anything. And it's terrible because it isolates us from each other when we desperately need connection. In New York for a while, we felt protected by Governor Andrew Cuomo, who gave COVID reports that seemed sensible. But then we were abandoned by him too, because we found out that he was faking some of those reports. He was faking the reports of how many died in the convalescent homes that were owned by a major donor to Cuomo's campaigns. We felt further abandoned when we found out that our hero was sexually accosting people in his office and also misusing funds. We also feel connected, or we used to, as Americans, that we all have a certain vision of our country as a place of hope and a shared American dream of possibilities. That has been withdrawn as well, leaving us lonely. Now, a lot of people were excluded from the very beginning of America, but America got to be associated with hope and the possibility of earning a decent living and living in a decent government. That's been frayed. That bond with our country has been frayed and for many broken. The left of the country has a vision of a united country where all people are treated with equal respect and dignity, no matter what color or race or nationality or gender or sexual preference they may be. Leftists see that what interrupts that connectedness is capitalism, which benefits when they separate the races and they don't unite in unions, which gets people very busy hating people who use a bathroom or hating people because of their gender, hating women and wanting to subordinate them and take away their reproductive rights, relegating women only to reproduction. Those things divide us and conquer us.